first time. Amazing. Let me share my screen. I just want to have a quick stream to go over the market here. Are you recording Cyprus by any chance, or should I record myself? I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for asking. Hello, Pitas, how are you doing? Okay, one sec. I'm gonna record this for the people to rewatch. The selling is relentless. I mean, it's similar to what we saw last week, right? Like MIBC is lagging. Lovely. It's similar to what we saw here last week, 21st of March, where it just like constantly it's TWAP sell whenever New York Open was, we got sold into. And now it just seems that after the bounce and rejection of like 71.3, we're doing the same thing again, which makes me feel that we need like one news headline for us to nuke to like 55 or 57K. And that's where we will probably consolidate and find a bottom for BTC, hopefully, finally. Because otherwise, I think it's not looking good. But so far, like alts are getting hammered, which is good. It's exactly what you want to see compared to BTC. And once that resolves itself, you can slowly start buying again, like just a normal drop slash cool off. Because if you zoom out, there's quite a few levels we can bid before it really starts looking bad. Like as long as we hold EMA 200 on the daily, I think there's nothing to worry about. I know 48K does seem very scary right now, but you have some cash on the side, wait for like a big retrace and start buying. I think it should come fairly soon. Like I hope this week, and then we should get a good April, maybe good May. I'm not too sure. I don't like trading May usually. And then we rally into the elections later this year. What did you buy, Picasso Lux? I saw lots of Lux chilling yesterday on the timeline. I feel like they're ramping up their marketing finally. Like what's the shark doing? Well, to be fair, you could argue that this is diagonal and it wants to break out of it as long as 12 cents hold. This does look good, actually. And this should break up, especially after the atrocious PA it's gone through. I'll keep an eye on this. It's like there's a 10% stop if it wicks below, and then it should go, really. Good morning, DGen. How do elections usually affect price? Usually we get a very choppy PA from May, June, July onwards. And then once the elections resolve, markets go up only because, I don't know, the president wants to make it seem like economy is good or something. I don't know too much about American politics, so I'm not the right person to ask, but that's the general gist of what happens. Yeah, I'll go over Inch. I mean, I basically canceled Inch because if BTC really were to waterfall to like 61 or 75K, Inch probably doesn't stop here, right? It probably goes a bit lower, and I would rather react to it than place the limit and get wrecked. Like yesterday, I said on stream, this daily EMA 200 should provide good support on top of it being in a supply demand zone here. But with the way BTC looks, I'd rather just react to a PA instead of placing limits and getting caught off guard. With me not being able to respond if I'm sleeping or not at my desk. Only limits I have open right now are Sol and Whiff, I believe. And Whiff is like 30% down from here. And Sol like 20. And I have quite a wide DCA range for Sol, so I'm not too bothered about that. But Imp still seems just to be consolidating. Badger was also strong yesterday, actually. Go, let's check. Yeah, as long as 678 holds on the daily, it's good to go. Really. It's a weekly flipped. And now it should just teleport to like 12.5 from here. No reason it stopped. I mean, you could enter here and place your stops below the wicks with just like 9%. So I would just take it on spot if you were to enter. I'm not entering anything. I don't have any triggers yet. So I'm just gonna play it patient and keep the gains I've made the past few days, past few weeks. Sol also like it's just dropping. This is like an area of interest, but I think we can go to 185 here, then reject again and go lower. Potentially take out the low of the range. If we were to bottom there, that's a really nice setup to take. If it doesn't bottom here, potentially it goes to 150 first. Well, you have yet to see that. Like you see here on the 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna jinx it now by telling you what I'm telling you. Do you see how it fails to get above any diagonal resistance? Like it's just constantly getting TWAP sold and it's not going anywhere. And then if you line this up with the RSI, you can see that momentum is just absolutely shit. As long as momentum doesn't get above the 50 or start closing above the 50, it's just gonna keep doing this slow TWAP sell lower. Same for BTC, even though it's like bouncing slowly now. Like a super slow bounce. Soon as something like this changes, that's when you can probably start bidding again. But right now, it's just like it's not moving. There's no reaction. You want to be careful here. Yeah, Fold is airdropping soon. Finally, I wonder how that's going to perform. Yeah, nice entry, DJ. That's good. I mean, your time to sell off was in the weekend when we had this small bounce. Fed, for example, already retraced like 30%, so I don't think it's a smart idea to sell Fed now, to be honest. Like Fed, where was it? It was at 340, right? I mean, yeah, it's down 20% already. It could go another 10 from here, but will you time the bottom and rebuying it or not? That's the question you need to ask yourself once you want to sell alts to rebuy them lower. Same for Inch. Like lots of stuff is already approaching range low, so it's not really smart idea to sell them here, I would say. See, it's just in a range now. And what if this is the bottom now, and then you just you're stuck and you can't rebuy it. I'm not saying it will be, but I'm just general piece of advice. If you feel uncomfortable with having so much spot exposure, then by all means sell some stuff and free up some capital. But if you feel fine, then it's all up to personal preference, especially in a case like this. If you can't time the bottom, you will probably overtrade it at a certain point. That's why I don't touch my long-term spot backs and just trade leverage on the move. What's my take on OP? Let's have a look. I guess you could say this is your range. It deviated outside of it here, and then it did the same here, and now it's at the bottom. So here it could start bottoming, while you also have your confluence of the daily EMA 200 hitting here. So ideally it it bottoms here. If not, it can potentially pull another deviation, bottom around 280. And if 280 doesn't hold, it goes to 240 in the demand zone here. All depends on BTC, really. BTC seems to be trying to hold the low here. Let's see. I'm fairly confident Kazas this cycle's ADA in the sense that it's just gonna keep going up because it has such a big cult following. Well, from a daily point of view, you want to break this trend line. And you want to flip this area again for upside. As on high time frame. Then on lower time frame, it's gonna have to hold this low, which it's wigged into for a couple times already. So if it doesn't, it waterfalls to 10 cents. You can see here like this low. It's 11.54. Because there's not much actually there's not much left for cost to hold here. Like there's no reason for it to hold. So just go to 11.5 here. BTC sneezes. That's the bearish take, right? But if it does hold here, it made a nice bull diff, so to speak, which it can bounce off. This is actually what Inch did as well. If you look at this chart, then you go to Inch, leave it on the 84 or the daily. Here. Not so visible on the daily. God, this is hard to navigate on a laptop. Here it did this. And it bounced up. And now it's doing this here. So you want these diagonals do you want this diagonal to hold? Bull flagging in a way, what it's called. LTC has been very strong. I think LTC is gonna surprise quite a lot of people because it's just Dino coin, so everyone's written it off for dead. I'll go over LTC first and then I'll do audio and KSM. But it's super strong, really. Weekly momentum also looks ready. $100 is flipped pretty much. It retested. Well, actually, no. What a weird chart, actually, like so choppy. Yeah, $100 is flipped. It's ready to go. 130 obviously being your first big resistance here. But I don't see why it stops there because it has all this PA to undo from last cycle. On the daily as well, it's up 5% on the daily. It's probably the only green coin in the market. Let's check. Yeah, BNX LTC. Oh, what happened? BNX LTC high. PAXG. Well, it's just gold, right? And this is USDC. So it's one of the only three green coins. Maker is also been very strong. Yeah, I agree. Loads of DeFi has been fairly strong, actually. Have a look at audio. Ah, this is just ranging, isn't it? It's stuck in the range. This is the bottom. This is the top. And this was like this Newsweek it did last year. I don't know, on the weekly it's just ranging. On the daily it's very choppy. You see it did this vertical run up and it just fell off and broke the trend, sort of. Not really trending this token, so it's very hard to trade. Also fallen below EMA 200. You want 24 cents to act as support here. The fluid case, I don't know what to think of this. 65 obviously being your big resistance, and 48.8 actually also being quite a big resistance. You can see here, here, and now here, where it needs to get above on the weekly. Now if we switch to the daily, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see a reason why it should perform here. I mean, you want $40 to hold, of course. So that could be an area for you to start longing because you have easy invalidation below this area. Okay, you see now Sol is trying to break it here. Depending on the hourly close, it can probably like retest 189 or 185. That's the stuff you want to see here. That type of response. KSM here as well. This could maybe test 47, luckily. Doge, let's have a look at Doge. This could also provide a nice reversal, lower time frame. Front trend supply demand retest as well, which is okay. Now you just want to see some spot bidding and strength from BTC coming through. Like this needs to hold for Doge. Could give like a some bearish retest somewhere higher. Like it could retest 19.8. And then it like if it slips above, obviously you know like we did the reclaim and now it's bullish again. But if it doesn't reclaim, you're targeting the demand zone lower. Say, we discussed it yesterday, and I said we had to hold this area, and we're closing below, so it probably test 50 cents at some point. Because it was ranging at first. You're at 59, like between 78 and 95. But now it's just you wanted to start closing above this area again, this box. ABT was super strong yesterday, but that just may have been like the complacency bounce before it goes lower. I mean, I think this week will be fairly choppy in general and try to shake out loads of people. So you just want to be ready for an eventual liquidation cascade if we get it. I mean, there's still a possibility we just keep ranging and hold this low like we did here, right? Here from like 40K to 48K, we also did something similar where we did this big fake out of the range here. Then we did a fake out to the other side. And then afterwards we just continued upwards. So it's also very possible that that's just happening again here. And April will be like that while alts run super hard. I always have 30% in stables at any given moment. But that's just me because it makes me feel comfortable. Could be that some people are comfortable with 10% stables. I mean, I don't. Like, I could see a world where we get this fake out. But then on a scale where it's like this. Like where this is the range, 61 to 71K. Like we keep chopping, we close below. For a couple days, people are saying, "Ah, it's over. We're going to 48," but we're not, and then we just rip higher or slowly start closing above. Yeah, I think alts will do well in April. I mean, that's my game plan actually. So that's also why I'm not too worried about this sell-off. I think with May will be a bit harder, personally, because of seasonality. I mean, I don't know. What do you mean, how much? I just said 30%. %, I said earlier. Like you see, this is finally getting broken, and now we can potentially target a move to like 68. Could be nice. Exactly, and may you stay away. And June probably as well. And then July is super choppy and slow, but you can usually get some nice spot buying opportunities in June. I will likely sell quite a lot of spot in May if we get like a crazy run up. Like we get $300 to $400 sol, I will probably take a lot of profit on that. And then Gito should go to 10, which I'll also sell. And then Bonk should also follow. And then afterwards we just buy the 50% dip on it and run the same playbook. Oh, it's not different with the halving. Won't matter. It's psyops to make you hold on to their coin on your coins. Just take profit if shit goes pear-shaped. I mean, Fed is just ranging. This is your range. You buy 236, you sell 295 until it stops working. And this is your deviation. Daily charts look fine, to be honest. Like, ideally, we just range a bit on Fed, like whatever. It deviates below, traps all the bears, and then it rips higher. ApeCoin, I think ApeCoin is dead. Um, you mean this one, yeah? I mean, come on. PAYC is it's just dead, so I don't think this coin will do anything as well. Your team is not doing anything, so can probably trade it up on squeezes, but not like this. We already went over Inch Miami. I'll upload the stream so you can rewatch it later. What's next for ETH? I haven't looked at ETH in months. 3.6 is heavy resistance. Like you have this 3.2k low which keeps holding. That was a good long earlier. What is SL do I suggest on Fed? Well, below the range. If it starts closing below the range, you cut it. And then you buy a reclaim of the range if it gets above. The range ends at 236. You give some advice on when to sell your coins. Well, firstly, when people are raising loads of money for absolute vaporwave, like we've seen the past month on Twitter with this pre-sale meta, when people are launching loads of weird bad shitcoins over and over and over and losing other people loads of money by it, that's a good indicator. Another good indicator is the BTC topping, like in 2021, you literally had 2 full months to sell the top, right? You look at this on the weekly. So if we go back to it, my chart works. You can see here, this is a very, very clean pre-drive on a 3 daily, no? Like 1 tap, 2 taps, 3 taps. And if you look at the RSI, so this is just high time frame. This can indicate to you, okay, maybe we're slowing down, maybe we've stopped. On the RSI, you can see here, like, price is trending higher, but RSI is getting weaker, so maybe we've topped. And well, here you got it. Like we retraced to 48. We made our complacency bounce here, and then we sold off 50% in a couple of days, weeks. And that was actually our top. And then it got like dropped up by leverage and we had another one. But that shouldn't have happened actually. So yeah, that's a couple of things which you can look at. Hope that helps in terms of macro view. For Fed, I just sold because I like Fed we took profit on last week and I just sold it based on gut feeling. I don't know. It felt fairly topped last week. Like you can see, it's like sort of doing the same. You see, just 2 taps here on the daily. Price increasing, RSI decreasing. Now, if we get a third tap here, that's probably your sell signal for the next couple months, and then you rebuy in summer. Hopefully. Near that also just at the range low. Lots of stuff has been shorted at the lows here, so some stuff can bounce like 5 to 10% from here today, I think, or on into Wednesday. You're welcome, Tommy. Hope it helped. But Mir is at the bottom here. Um, this was a good long actually, 30 minutes ago. Well, 1 hour ago, let's say. That's like what, a 3-4% bounce. I think we see some mean reversion the rest of the day and tomorrow, and then maybe some more selling Thursday, Friday, and then we bottom late this week, early next week. That's my game plan. At least I'm not trying to talk in absolute, even though it seems so, but that's my game plan here. And then I hope we like just top on BTC while alts run, and then in May we sell spot. I think that's all from me, guys. I just want to hop on quickly to go over my market calls here because I felt like selling was starting to become fairly excessive. Um, well, it is, but we can see small bounce here. This looks fairly good now. So 68K will be our next area of interest. I'll be updating if I see a nice short opportunity to at least hedge some of our spot. If I didn't hedge anything, even though I said we were going to done next week, this week. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated and thanks for joining me. Have a nice Tuesday. Bye bye.